So yeah, we were talking about the frying pan, and you were just saying that you don't actually remember Dad using that particular pan, but obviously you're using it now for cooking.
Yeah, I mean, I have it now. It's a cast iron pan, so literally lasts forever. And I just know from Mum that they bought it in America before you were born,
Yeah.
she said. So that's the age of it, and it's still as good as new. So yeah, I definitely have a connection with him with the frying pan. And unfortunately, there's very few other like kind of physical things that I have of his as kind of as a connection. Um,
I remember that he used to really like writing with like proper Parker ink pens that had either ink cartridges or you'd have to refill them from a bottle. And I mean, much to my shame, I was given a pen, a Parker ink pen, that actually had his name engraved in gold. It said Trevor H. Powell on the side.
oh
It was
God,
beautiful. I had that like years ago, and of course, I've moved so many times in my life. It's gone, and
yeah,
don't know where it went. So I
yes. I mean,
mourn the
I've
loss of that.
I've got a feeling that maybe I had one of his watches once, but again, yeah.
Okay.
So maybe that could be my fault, but no,
Yeah.
like hardly anything.
I've still got a little tiny black leather alarm clock, the kind that sort of folds up into a square and then unfolds and goes back on itself, and like a little, I don't know whether it's not like a carriage clock exactly, but just like a little alarm clock that stands up
Mm,
and
mm,
doesn't work anymore because it's overwound. And the case broke and it had to be mended with a bit of sort of wire.
mm,
But I've still got that in my kind of treasures box, and that was something
yeah,
I used to carry
no,
everywhere. Whenever we went away, I'd just like put it in my suitcase and take it with me.
yeah.
Yeah, I've got that,
What
but not much.
what are your main memories of Dad as like a person? How did you? I mean, it's difficult to be objective, isn't it, as a child? But
Yeah,
I just remember, for me, there was just always something kind of like awesome about him,
yeah,
although he was always very calm and kind with us.
he was very,
Um,
very affectionate and like very cuddling. Because I always remember his lovely jumpers he used to wear. I just can remember like that nice feeling of cuddling him, and often we used to fight over it. We used to compete for
yeah,
space.
I can't remember that.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Well, often in bed in the mornings, we'd be like fighting to who was going to sit where when we were sort of getting into bed with him often. Um,
Yeah,
so yeah, no, I remember that. I also remember he was very funny, always kind of joking, and used to tell lots of stories. I mean, you knew
yeah. He used to
you would
tell lots of
about
fibs. He gave you those bits of jade, and he said they
yeah.
doubled in value every year, and he had all sorts of fib stories like that, didn't he?
He did. He used to exaggerate a bit. Yeah, and you're right. He gave me like a little jade ring and said, "Oh, this is antique, and it will increase in value like every year that you keep it."
Yeah, but I think he used to really sort of take advantage of the fact that we're sort of naive children to
Yeah,
push that bubble a bit.
yeah. No, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. And you were saying that thing about the Phantom Whistler. I had forgotten all about that. I didn't, but now you say it, it kind of I can hear him kind of saying it.
Yeah, so that was when we used to go and visit him. Every now and again, there was this strange whistling noise, and I said, like looking back on it now, he probably knew exactly what it was, but it was just made into a mystery. We couldn't work out what it was, and it was one of those just old-fashioned plastic chairs with a small hole in it. So when you either got out of it or sat in it, I can't even remember which,
Yeah,
it made like a funny whistling noise,
yeah.
and it in the Phantom Whistler, didn't it? And he just played on it and made it into this sort of thing, the Phantom Whistler. And I'm sure he was just taking the piss out of us, really, that we couldn't work out what it was.
Yeah, no, I think you're probably right. Um, I wondered if you remembered going fishing. Like we went down to Branscombe once, and we went out on a fishing boat on the sea. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. I remember catching a conger eel. Was that on that occasion?
Oh, you did catch an eel.
Don't you remember? I caught a massive eel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't even.
I remember that being. I'm being slightly horrified at the eel. I remember catching
Yeah,
one as well. And do you remember that he used to love making like fish stock? And so I can remember him cutting up all these gross heads and things and putting them in a massive pot and making like fish soup or fish stock or something with it.
Yeah, no, I don't remember that, but I can imagine it.
Yeah. And I do remember that we went out on this little fishing boat at Branscombe and it was quite rough. And he was really quite seasick. He was not well at all, which
Yeah,
I remember thinking afterwards was vaguely amusing because I didn't feel remotely seasick, but yeah, he did. uh, and I was wondering, do you remember as well when we used to go up to the pub? I think, or it might have been a little hotel like up at Alveston. I think it was probably the Ship actually we used to go to. That's the one. Uh,
yeah,
I think he quite fancied going for a drink in the evening. So when we were staying with him, he used to take us with him. And
yeah, I remember. And
yeah,
there was something he used to have, like one of those big pints of beer in those old-fashioned glasses,
yes,
and it was just something really sort of awesome about it, you know. And just as a little boy, and he'd go, "Oh, do you like, do you want to try the beer, Nick?" And I'd be, "Oh, yeah, yeah." And it was like bitter, which is quite revolting, and it, kids. So have a sip. Oh, yeah, Dad, lovely. He said, "Do you want some more?" No.
I remember that you used to probably have a shandy. I'm sure you did.
I think vaguely, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
You used to get me a snowball. Do you remember snowballs? They've got advocates
Advocar. Yes, I do. Yeah.
and they have like a little maraschino cherry in. And I used to think I was like so grown up because Dad would buy me one of those. And of course, I was only like 13, and probably you weren't supposed to drink alcohol, were you? So,
No.
but yeah, no, I remember that. And I wondered if you remembered the old Rolls Royce that we went to Cheltenham races in.
Yes, I remember that very well. I remember I mean, we were home alone. I'm not even sure how old we were, but I doubt if you would do that now. Like left home alone for the whole day. And he'd gone to the races, hadn't he, with the mullions. And then a bloke knocks on the door and says,
Yeah.
"Hello, is it Miss Susan Powell?" And you go, "Oh yeah." And he says, "Your father requests your presence at the races." He's in a uniform, wasn't he? With a great big cap on.
Yeah.
But bloody hell, right, panic. I don't know what we did then. Do you remember we had to get dressed, I suppose,
Well,
or
probably. I mean, I remember sitting in the back of this car, in,
yeah, we just went all the way to Chepstow, didn't we, in the back of the roller?
like sliding around on the leather seats in the back. And yeah, I don't know whether we played with all the buttons or what we did, but I certainly remember feeling very grand arriving at the races in this old. It was an old roller. It wasn't like a
Yeah, yeah,
one.
yeah. And we went over the bridge, didn't we? I remember that. Yeah, over the Severn Bridge.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, yeah, to Chepstow.
Oh, so it wasn't Cheltenham races then?
No, I don't. Well, I don't think so.
Oh,
I
maybe.
thought it was Chepstow, but maybe I'm wrong. But
Yeah, you
that's
might
kind of
be right. But the Rolls Royce belonged to Stanley Hooker. That was his Rolls Royce.
yeah, yeah.
The funny thing is, I've got no memory of actually being at the races, though. The only thing I remember is the Rolls Royce.
Yes, and I think on the way home we played like car games or something in the Rolls Royce, like what colour's the next car going to be or something, some of those silly games.
Those long journey ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember the journeys we used to do? Or you probably don't remember those going up to Norfolk from Bristol when we used to go and stay with our grandparents.
Oh, with Dad. God, I don't remember that. No.
Well, with
Did
Mum
we?
and
I
Dad,
mean, did we drive? Bloody hell! Like,
we used to go in the back of the Beetle, and the old
yeah.
Beetle used to have little sort of triangular quarter-light windows with a little manual silver kind of catch that you have to undo and open them and close them.
Oh, yeah.
And they had plastic seats, they weren't leather. We used to sit,
Yeah,
it
that's
was
right.
very
Yeah,
uncomfortable. We used to sit on a long, long journey from Bristol to Norfolk in the back of the Beetle.
yeah. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. And I just remember always saying, "Are we nearly there yet?" And I think that was like kind of a thing that we'd always be saying, "Are we nearly there yet?"
It always says that on a long journey.
Yeah. I didn't know if you remembered the cheese shop in Westbury on Trim.
I do remember that. Yes, we used to especially make when we went to Bristol. I
Yeah.
didn't know what we did there, but we go to Clifton, wouldn't we? Buy food, but I can't remember what. And then on the way home, we call in, especially you go to Westbury on Trim, especially go to the cheese shop, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly right. We did.
Brilliant. Yeah, I've been to try and find that cheese shop and
Have
haven't
you?
been able to. Yeah.
It's probably not there, is it?
No.
It's always called like the off license, so I presume it used to sell wine as well. I mean, I don't know.
Yes, I think it did. Yeah.
I remember a kind of musty smell and these huge cheeses where they just get one of those wires and just cut a slice with the wire from this big.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Very old school, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was all a long time ago. Do you
yeah,
do you remember visiting the cider man on the river?
yeah. I do. What, down on the River Severn?
Yeah, yeah. So he had an orchard, didn't he? And he made cider. And Dad would go to buy cider, but he also trapped salmon. He had those really long conical traps.
Yeah, I
It
do
was, it
remember the.
was a thing back then. Catch a salmon and eat it.
I remember
Um,
you doing some sort of a drawing of the cider man.
oh, do you? Yeah, I don't remember that.
I don't know
We
what
used,
you.
I think we used to like spend time down there because I think him and Dad would, shoot the breeze a bit, wouldn't they? Drink some cider.
Yeah,
And
Dad was
we'd be
like
like,
he used to kind of make these relationships with all the people he knew, and the man who had like the market garden that was local, he used to go around to him and have a chat with him and have a chat
hmm.
with the cider man, and he kind of had friends everywhere. And
Yeah, I think he was a very like ebullient and kind of very pleased for everyone to like be with personality. One of those personalities that people like. That's like what it's one of those people that everyone likes, and that's kind of what I'd like to be. I'm not really, but
oh, don't.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that he was. Definitely.
Yeah, he was.
Um,
He had lots and lots of friends, and he ended up with like friends all over the world from the way he travelled with work and everything. Um, and I think that kind of that extrovert, sort of larger than life personality is um, sort of infectious to be with, and I think you probably either love it or you hate it. But he was always like fun to be around.
yeah, yeah, he was. It's great you've put this thing together, Sue. He deserves to be remembered. None of us would be here without him.
Exactly.
He had an amazing life, although it was, tragically short. Um, and it's worthwhile to remember. And we sort of, well, we both especially, I guess, live with his legacy
Mm. Yeah,
or his absence, and as well.
we do, we do, and I particularly sort of would like that our children know a bit about him and feel that they've got to know him through this thing that we've done together.
Yeah,
He'll be talked about when you and I aren't here, and he'll still be a part of everybody's life. I mean,
yeah,
we all have part of him in us. We all kind of carry his looks and some of his personality. I think
yeah, definitely.
his kind
Yeah,
of extrovertness and his restlessness and his impatience and his energy are something that I think that both you and I have, and I think that some of our children have inherited that as well. So
they do. They absolutely do.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's great that he lives on in us. Anyway, I'm just going to go now, so we'll end it now if that's okay.
Yeah, that's great. Sue, good to talk.
Are you still there, Nick?
Yes, I am. Yeah.